So, Oliver, thank you very much for taking the time to have a chat.
No problem.
Start with probably my most widest question, and then we'll bring it in. What does Bridge the Gap mean to you?
Well, I definitely see it as, people that, really, really struggling, they come and they can come and express themselves and get these, helpful ideas from loads of different people, and they can really, feel comfortable in what they've grown up with. Especially for me, I've got autism, and growing up I've struggled expressing it, but I've noticed ever since I've come to Bridge the Gap, I've been able to, really feel comfortable with having autism and more, expressing it to other people as a positive thing instead of a negative thing.
Fantastic. So it's almost having that confidence to articulate the way that you're feeling and articulate the autism as well.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So, and in terms of your journey, what did the Bridge the Gap journey look like for you? What does it look like in practice? How many days was it? How many weeks? What does that look like?
Well, I had sessions with Richard every Tuesday after I went to school, and then I'd come here and I'd go and sit in a room, in this room, and have a chat about, emotions and feelings and what's been going on throughout the week. And we'd do that every week, and we'd look at different ways that we can manage emotions and look at emotions individually and pick them out and see. And one thing that I remember Richard telling me quite a bit was emotions always pass. And that's something that stuck with me as one thing, because before I kind of think, oh, it's there forever, it's long, it's dreadful, it's a horrible experience, which it is in the time, but the emotions eventually they go away, and they don't fully go away, but you can manage them a lot more than in the time. They pass, they fade on.
I think that's really powerful, and I know Bridge the Gap and the reason behind the gala dinner and what Bridge the Gap do is to bring every child hope.
Yes.
And when you talk about your emotions and those emotions will pass, you said something really interesting there, where prior to Bridge the Gap, it was like, this is that feeling, this is that emotion that I'm feeling, I'm going to feel it all the time. I can imagine that would feel quite hopeless.
Yeah, it did feel quite hopeless actually, because you'd be stuck in that position, and because you had no support at the time, the emotions you felt, they kind of stuck, and you felt like this is never going to end. If you're really anxious about something or angry about something, you think to yourself, this is never going to stop. It's just going to, I'm always going to be like this. It's going to be not fun. But ever since I've come to Bridge the Gap, like I said, I've really understood that isn't necessarily the case, and that all the emotions pass, and you will move on, and you'll be happy, and it's something that has stuck with me in a positive way that I can use in day to day now. Is if I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling nervous, then I can think to myself, well, this will eventually pass.
Fantastic.
And it's just, if it's maybe a bad day, then tomorrow will be a fresh start, and I can really, start to reflect on it and, relax a lot more.
Fantastic, thank you very much, sir. Now, when it comes to Bridge the Gap as well, and we've already had a chat about this, the room that we're in right now, the Nest, I believe this is the room that you were with Richard, is that right, when you were doing your session?
Yes.
And it wasn't all on site though, was it? I know when you met with Richard sometimes, did you go out and about a little bit as well?
So when this building was, I think it was being renovated or something with the electricity or something, we ended up being removed. We had to be moved locations. So we ended up going to Derby County Football, the stadium, and it was quite nice, because we sat in one of the balconies, and we could sit and look at the pitch, and it's nice that even when the place is not usable, they still find a way to help the kids and say, well, then we need to re-room, then we need to look at somewhere else we can go to during the time, instead of just going, oh, sorry, we can't really help you for these next weeks, because the things, they're actually caring about the kids and caring about the people that come here, and they just go, we need to sort this out and we need to find a place for these kids to go in the meantime.
I think that's fantastic, is that staying solution focused and making sure they do right by the kids.
Yeah.
But I think it also speaks to the idea of community, and it's lovely to hear that local businesses in the community are supporting as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then one last couple of questions, and then if you've got any bits that you want to add to it, that'd be amazing as well. We're in the nest right now. Do you want to give me an idea of one or two of the other rooms that you enjoy hanging out in Bridge the Gap?
So there's I think it's the cloud room at the very top, and the particular reason that I like that room is it's a nice calm environment. There's a dartboard in there, you know, there's loads of different like quotes on the wall and everything, and there's drawings of different kids, like ideas of emotions and everything on the wall, and I think that's a really nice way to show, you know, not instead of just moving on and you know, forgetting about the people that have been before, they actually like leave their stuff up on the wall to really show what kids have gone through and now like kind of like a before and after kind of thing. Like when, you know, a lot of people when they start here, they really struggle, and a lot of people, you know, they're just like, they really need some sort of support. And when they come here, and it might not, you know, for the first couple of weeks they might still be struggling for a bit, but it really helps. Like you start to take in a lot more of what's going on around you, and you start to take in a lot more of strategies to help you. And I think that is something that the Bridge the Gap have done really well, is that these kids can really take in the information given, because I've been to many different places before I came to Bridge the Gap to try and, you know, support me, and a lot of the time it didn't stick. None of it stuck, and I just when I've come here, I've really noticed that information is there, and it's kind of, I always remember what I've been told and what helps me in certain situations, other than different places where they tell you it and that's it, and you know, and then you go on and you're still struggling because it wasn't really helpful. When, like I said, when you come here, you really see that kind of the care for children, and that they actually genuinely are, you know, they care to help kids, and it's not just for the money or, you know, just for that. It's more, they actually want to help the kids, and I think that's a really good way that Bridge the Gap are really good at, is showing that they care for kids.
I think that's brilliant, and I was going to follow that up just listening to that. If you were going to pinpoint something about Bridge the Gap, what is it about them in comparison to the other ones that you've been to? What would you say it is? Is it that they listen? Do they cater for you as young people?
So I think that a lot better that they do here is they listen to what's going on, and they actually help kids with what they struggle with. Not because a lot of places I've noticed they kind of go off, they kind of get like an idea of what most people struggle with and help you with just that. However, when I've come here, I've noticed that they listen to what you struggle with and help you with what you struggle with, not with what someone else struggles with. And they try different strategies, not just give you like, oh, breathing helps. Breathing does help, but for some people it might be more difficult to do that, and giving them different strategies depending on, you know, what helps them, instead of what's easier and what, you know, it's you really see that they, again, care for the kids, and they are trying to help them with their struggles.
Fantastic. Oliver, honestly, I could continue talking to you forever. It's so lovely to hear.
Thank you.
The way you articulate it, the challenges you've been through, but how you can confidently articulate how you've been supported, which is brilliant. And I'm not going to let you go without sort of celebrating the stuff that you're doing at the moment as well. So I know that you're involved in quite a few little exciting bits and pieces when it comes to drama as well. Do you just want to touch on that a little bit? I think that's just lovely.
I think that when I've done a lot of, I've joined an acting academy and an agency to try and do things, and I've also noticed that with Bridge the Gap that my confidence has improved, I did a few things before I was at Bridge the Gap, and I noticed that, you know, the confidence to stand up on stage in front of people and perform, you know, it was stressful, and it's still stressful, but I know because of Bridge the Gap, they've given me strategies to help me on the stage and different things to help with stage fright and everything. So I think Bridge the Gap has helped with even my own passions, which I think is what, again, is really good about Bridge the Gap, is they help kids about what they like, what their passions are, not just helping them with what they struggle with, but helping them with what they enjoy.
Fantastic. Oliver, honestly, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you. I predict big things with yourself. At the very least, hopefully we'll see you at the gala dinner.
Yes.
We might say a few words as well.
Yes, thanks.
It's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.